Hello beautiful people, welcome back again. So if you've not watched the first part of this tutorial, do well to check that out so that you can follow up from here. So this is the second part of learning to make this beautiful top. In my previous video, I shared the pattern drafting and cutting tutorial, and I'll finish up with the sewing tutorial in this video. This is how my own recreation turned out, and I absolutely love it. So please do well to watch this video to the end. Like, share, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, comment if you have any questions, and without wasting any more time, let's get right into the tutorial. Alright, so these are all the pieces I have cut out, so please do well to make reference to the first part so that you can understand what we have done so far. Now I'll go on to cut out these pieces on the fabric. I made use of ankara print, about 2 yards of it. So I'm cutting all the back pieces on the main fabric and on the lining fabric as well. I'm also going to cut out all the front pieces on the main fabric and the lining. I'll place that aside for now, and for the cape that goes around the neck, I'm going to be making use of this crepe fabric to cut that out. Now I've opened my fabric up and placed it flat on the table. The part that is facing up is the right side of this fabric. I'm trying to place it to have that darker design to be from the underbust. That's why I'm just trying to arrange it this way. So take note that all the pieces of the pattern are placed on the right side of this fabric and nothing is placed on a fold. So I'm just going to show you how I'll be adding my allowances, and I'm going to cut it off camera. So to the side pieces, I'm going to add 1.5 inches for sewing allowance, because I did not add any sewing allowance on the paper when I was drafting it out. And then I'm going to add 1/2 inch all around. Now to the center front piece, I'm going to add 1/2 inch all around to join it with the side piece. I'll add 1/2 inch to the neckline and to the lower part as well. Now to this other side piece, I'm going to add 1/2 inch all around. And then to the side seam, I'm going to use 1.5 inches for the side seam allowance, because I did not add that on paper. So make sure you add your allowances on the fabric if you did not add it on paper. Now I'm just going to place this aside so I can show you how I'll cut out the back. Also for this left shoulder part, I'm also going to add 1/2 inch all around before I cut it out. Now I'm bringing in the back pieces. I'm also going to place them on the right side of the fabric. So I'll place the side and the center back pieces this way, and I'm going to add all the allowances I need. The only part of the back piece I'll not be adding any allowance is the zipper area, because of course it has a zipper allowance. So I'm going to add 1/2 inch all around the center part, the neck, the lower part and the sides. And then to these side pieces, I'm going to add 1/2 inch all around the armhole and the part I'm attaching to the center piece. And then to this side, I'm going to add 1.5 inches for the side seam sewing allowance. And now for the cape, I'll bring in our crepe fabric, and I'm going to place the cape on the right side of the crepe fabric as well. So every piece is going to be placed on the right side of the fabric because of the asymmetric design on the neckline and the hemline. Now I'm going to cut out 2 separate pieces for the right side and the left side of this cape. One of the pieces will be used as a lining piece, while the other piece would serve as the main fabric. So here are the pieces after cutting them out on the fabric. These are the front pieces. You can see this little left shoulder part here, and the center front and the other side front. Now I've also cut out lining pieces for everything here, including the little shoulder at the top. Now I'm bringing in the back pieces here. I have the center back right here, and I'm going to place the side back right beside the center. I also went on to cut out lining pieces for everything. Now also for the cape, I've cut out 2 pieces for the left cape and 2 pieces for the right cape. And like I said, I cut out 2. One is going to serve as a lining. Now I'm going to bring in this interfacing. I'll use it to iron on all these pieces here, both on the lining pieces and the main fabric, and the lining and main fabric of the cape. So this is hairstay, and I've gone on to iron it. These are the front pieces here. I proceeded to also iron wording around the bust area just to pad the bust a bit. So I ironed the wording from the chest line down to the underbust line on the center and the side pieces. I also ironed the hairstay on the lining, like I said I would, all the pieces of the lining as well. So everything I'm going to do on the main fabric, I'm going to do that on the lining, but I'll place the lining aside for now. Let us start sewing these front pieces. So you can see this tiny left shoulder piece I have here. I'm not going to attach it yet. I'll place that aside for now. I'm just going to start joining the side pieces to this center front. So I'll place it from the underbust and sew it down, and then I'll continue from the underbust into the armhole. Okay, just join the side to the center. Now these are the back pieces here, also iron hairstay on them. I'm going to join the side to the center from the armhole down to the full length. I'm also going to join this other side to the center from the armhole down. And what I've done here is what I'm going to do on all these lining pieces, both for the front and the back. Now, as you can see, I have joined the front pieces together. I've also joined the front lining pieces together. And now these are the back pieces. I've joined the side to the center. I've also joined the lining pieces of the back together. I'm sorry I did not show how I was sewing it on my machine. I just hope you can follow the instructions I'm saying. Now I'll pick this front piece and notch the underbust area. So this is going to help me iron it properly, and also so that it can sit well on my body when I put it on. So I'm just going to open up these seams I have sewn here on the inside and give it a very good press. So I'll do the same thing for the lining. I'm going to notch the underbust part, and then I'll open up the seams and iron it very well. I'm also going to open up the seams of the back pieces and the lining of the back pieces as well. Now, as you can see here, I'm done ironing. I opened up all the seams inside, and when I turn the front over, you can see how nice it looks. It's already giving shape. So I'm going to place that aside so we can work on the cape. So placing the pieces of the cape here, the right and the left sides, you know that I cut out lining pieces for each of them. Now I'm going to place the main fabric on the lining right sides together, and I'm going to sew along the ends. So I'm sewing the part that has the sharp pointy edge, because that is the part that will be facing outwards, while the other part is going to be attached to the neckline. So I'm just going to sew along the part that has a pointy edge, and this is it after sewing. This is the right part. I made notches all around after I was done sewing, and then I turned it over to the right side. I ironed hairstay on just one of the pieces because honestly I was tired of ironing. So you can go ahead and iron your hairstay on the lining pieces as well. Now, to attach it to the neckline of our blouse, I'll bring in the front piece of the blouse. And as you already know from when we drafted out the pattern, the shoulders of the cape have already been joined together. So I used the sellotape to hold it together before I cut them out. So the cape is supposed to go from the front over the shoulder and then to the center back. The left cape as well has already been attached at the shoulders before cutting it out on the fabric. So I'm going to do the same thing to the shoulders of our main blouse. I'll place the front and the back shoulders of the left side and make a straight stitch across, and I'm also going to place the front and the back shoulders of the right side and sew a straight stitch across as well. After doing that, this is what I have. Now it is time to attach the cape. I'll open up the fabric this way again so that it can be placed on the right side, and then I'm going to bring in the cape for the left side. I don't know why I keep calling this cape. Am I supposed to call it collar? I really don't know. So I'm going to bring in the left collar or the left cape and place it just right here along the neckline. I'll make sure I have the pointed edge sitting directly on the shoulder joining. I'll put my pin there to hold it in place for now, and then I'll take it to my machine and just top stitch. So I'm sewing this on the right side of the fabric. As you can see, I'll top stitch from the center back across the shoulder to the center front, or to the front part. This is what I have after sewing it. Now I'm going to bring the right cape and place it just right here along the neckline of the front and the back. I'll also make sure that the pointy edge sits directly on the joining of the shoulders, and I'll top stitch from the center back across the shoulders and then to the front, just to enter into the side this way. After top stitching, I can now attach the left shoulder to the main body of the front piece. So I'll just turn it over this way, placing them right sides together, and I'll sew it with 1/2 inch. And now that is done, you can see how it is looking. I've attached this little left side to the main body of the top. I'm going to place the back pieces on the front piece right sides together so that I can go on to shape up the sides. So I'll be shaping it up with 1.5 inches of allowance because that's what I kept for the side seam allowance. And then after shaping up the sides, I'll go on to attach my zipper at the center back. I'm doing this separately. I'm also going to sew the lining pieces separately. So these are the lining pieces here. I'll first attach the shoulders together, that is the shoulders of the back and the front, left and right sides together, before I go on to shape the sides. So everything I've done for the main fabric, I'm going to do that for the lining piece. And I'll leave this zipper allowance area open. So I'm doing them separately because I'm going to fully enclose this blouse with the lining piece. Now I just want to show you how I attached my zipper before we move on. So this is the zipper I'm using. It is this zip that opens up completely. I think this is the best zip for this kind of blouse. So to attach it to my center back, I'll first of all come up from the hemline by 1/2 inch. So I'm leaving that space for the lining piece to turn it in. So I'll go up by 1/2 inch and I'll attach the zip all the way to the top of the center back. Now you know that the zip is going to have some excess, so I'll just stop right there and I'm going to trim off the rest of the zipper. And that is how I'm going to be fixing my zipper. I'm going to be using the zipper allowance of 1.25 to fix it from the top all through to the end of the back piece. Now I'm done attaching the zipper, I'm going to fully enclose this fabric with the lining. So I'll open it up this way. As you can see, I've also shaped up the sides. I'm going to just make a notch on the waistline of that side seam, the two side seams, and then I'll bring in the lining piece. I'm also going to make a notch on the waistline of the side seam of the lining piece as well. And then after doing that, I'll place the lining piece on the main fabric right sides together. So you have to take note when you're cutting out your lining as well. If your lining can differentiate front from back, you have to make sure that everything you're doing, the front part remains the front part. Don't go and iron hairstay on the right side. Now I'll place them right sides together this way, and I'm going to sew them with 1/2 inch from the lower part all around into the zipper allowance. Okay, well, on this zipper allowance area, I'm going to come in a little bit. I'm going to just sew on the zipper itself. So I'm just going to sew it. I'll try to make sure that it is on the zipper so that I can give it a completely neat finish. And then I'm going to place this at the neckline as well. Make sure the shoulders are aligning. Everything is supposed to align properly because you use the same measurements. So I'll continue sewing it with 1/2 inch, and then when I get to this other zipper allowance area, I'll stop at some point. Maybe I'll leave about 6 or 7 inches of space so that I can use that to turn it over to the right side when I'm done sewing. Now I'm not going to sew the armholes. I'll leave the armhole part open. So I'll go on to just sew this all around with 1/2 inch. I'm also going to be placing hemming gum while I'm sewing so that by the time I'm done and I turn it over and I want to iron it, it's just going to be easier for me to iron it flat. And the main fabric and the lining pieces are going to adhere together around the joinings that I have made. So this is it here after sewing. Just make sure you follow the shape so that it comes out nicely. I can now trim off the excess of the zipper, and I'll make notches all around everything I have sewn, and I'll proceed to turn it over to the right side. Now you can see the reason I left a little space so that I can turn it over to the right side. So I'm just going to bring it out nicely, make sure that all the edges come out properly. And then after turning it over, I'll go on to give this a very good press. You have to make sure you iron it very properly. Bring out all the edges, make sure your iron is very hot, and iron it very well. Now as for the little space I kept around the zipper area just to turn it over to the right side, I'm going to close that up by using my hand needle and thread to just sew it. You want a perfect finish, you have to pay a little price. So I use my hand needle and thread to just seal up this space. And now to almost the final part of this blouse, our sleeve. So this is the fabric I'm using for this sleeve. This is lace. I'm going to place this fabric on a fold, and I already have a sleeve pattern for this. So this is a very perfect sleeve pattern I drafted out. I'm going to have the tutorial posted in my next video, so please turn on your notifications so that when I post that you get notified. Now I'm just going to fold this pattern this way, and I'll place the folded edge of the pattern on the folded edge of the fabric. So the front and the back part of this sleeve are not the same, so please do well to watch that video so that you can know what I have done with this sleeve. Now I'll just place it this way, and then I'll add my allowance where necessary. So I already have allowance on the pattern paper, but I just want to add a little more on the lace fabric. So I'm adding about 1 inch of sewing allowance to the side of this sleeve. As for the armhole part of this sleeve, I'm not adding any allowance to it. I'm just going to use the 1/2 inch allowance I have on the paper. Now this armhole I've just cut out for this sleeve is for the back part. I'm going to adjust it soon, so I'll go on to cut out a second sleeve first, just for the second hand, and then after cutting out the second sleeve, I'll open it up so that I can cut out a little excess for the front armhole. I hope you get. So I'll place it this way, and you can see one part fits properly while this other part still has a little fabric shooting out. I'm just going to trim that off, and that is for the front armhole. Please do well to check the tutorial for this sleeve so that you can understand better. It is a very detailed sleeve tutorial. Now I'll just place the paper aside. As for the length of the sleeve, I know I did not mention earlier, the length of this sleeve is about 25.5 inches. If I come down by 1/2 inch at the top for the allowance, I have 25.5 inches. I want this to just extend a little from my wrist. That's why I use 25.5 inches. and I don't plan on hemming the lower part. So I'm going to place the sleeve right sides together and just make a straight stitch from the armhole down. If you want to fold in the ends of the sleeve, you can go ahead and do that. I'm going to do the same thing to this other sleeve, and then I'll go on to attach it to my blouse. So attaching the sleeve to the blouse, I don't think is so much of a big deal. So I did not also hem the ends of the sleeve because I didn't want to. Now you can see that the blouse looks so much better than it was looking before because I've gone on to give it a very good hot press. All the edges and curves look very defined, and that brings us to the end of this tutorial. I hope you were able to learn something. I hope you understood what I said here and in the first part. Please, if you did, do well to give this video a thumbs up. Also share and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I'm also going to be using beads to just finish up the cape around the neck, and I think some beads were also added to the hemline from the inspiration, but I won't be adding any beads to the hemline of mine. Thank you so much for watching this video up to this point. If you have any questions, please do well to leave it in the comments and I'll be happy to respond. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye for now.